Welcome to Mort's Magical Wares. I am Mort, your family-friendly magical arms dealer. Ask me for what you need, what you want. I got it. Yeah, I just said that on Twitch. So, welcome to our stream, guys. We have an interesting situation. We're minus 2 people from what we normally have. But we have an extra face here that's new. And so, it turns out when you have a lot of adults and a lot of people who want to play D&D, like the biggest problem apparently is not being able to schedule a game. And so we got 2 people who have prior engagements that are doing their own things. But instead of canceling for the week, we decided we're going to have a background session. We've got 3 of our main players, and we have a guest star who's going to be able to come in here and hopefully show us the ropes. The guest star, yes. Star. And so we said it in a previous stream. One of the things that I wanted to do with this game was basically have everyone roll a level 3 character, but also a level 1 character in the event that when we do background sessions, they have their level 1 character sheets, and they can use that to play in our background scenes or whatever that may be. So for the full next 2 hours, we're going to be basically playing with our level 1 characters, with the exception of our guest star, who seems to be OP.
Whoa,
we'll see.
What?
We'll see. We'll see if he's OP. But other than that, I think we'll jump straight into it. I don't think there's any more announcements. The one thing I will say is, in chat, you do get to buy inspiration and have influence on the game. And so whoever, I think basically you just do bang, redeem, and inspiration, and the name of the player you want to give it to. And so if you wanted to, I think that would be like a really cool aspect to have influence.
So Tembo. Tembo.
So I think we're ready to go and to get started. Let's get some music going. It turns out about a year ago, well, actually, I would say each of you guys are about 16 years of age, minus our mystery star here. And about 16, 17-ish, or whatever. I think Tembo is a little older than the rest of the party, just by maybe a year or 2. And you guys are kind of gathered around the table, around with Crenshaw. Garrett the Ghost is off being Garrett the Ghost, who's very antisocial with the family.
He's ghosted.
He's ghosted. Well, actually, I would say he's probably not earned the ghost title yet. So he's still working on it. I don't think he got that until he was level 3. To meta that, yes, he's level 3. He earns the ghost title. No, then Arn is off. I would say probably dealing with his internal magical rage powers. And so you guys are around, and Crenshaw basically says, "There's a new boat has come in to. We finally acquired a new boat to go out on fishing trips. And I think it's time to be able to go on this to learn how to fish. We have an excellent fisherman, goes by the name of Maxwel. He is a bit older than you folks. He is also a little different. I would probably say he's about as tall as our stool sitting on friend over here, Kira. But he says that, treat him with respect, follow his guidance, understand
So I shouldn't be short with him.
Says, I don't know how he feels about the short jokes, unlike our friend here, Kira.
I am not afraid of storms, for I am learning to sail my ship.
Are you gonna sail this ship?
Yes.
All right.
Sail this ship.
And so he says, yeah, I think you're going to be going on with the captain of the boat is Captain Hibald. He was the one who first brought in the ship known as the Shoalblade. Make sure you remember those names, because those are his names that he provided for that ship. And he's taking his crew along with Maxwel, who is our fisherman, and we'll be able to take you along for the ride. Says you'll leave first thing in the morning. And so you guys go off for a brief nap, and probably early before even the sunrise even comes up, you are awoken by Crenshaw, and he says, "I gotta wake you up every time. Get on out!" He starts slapping you guys out the door, and
I'm ready.
each of you guys are met with a dwarf right up in the front door. What does Maxwell look like?
So I don't have any like armor on or anything. I've just got a shield that's emblazoned with a beetle, and then I've also I've got like a warhammer kind of like strapped to my back. I look young, but I guess since you guys have probably not seen a dwarf before, you wouldn't really know what young is for a dwarf. So I've got the beard and everything, but it's maybe not as like long or as grizzled as like you might expect.
Not really sure that's how it works. I mean, I'm
Looks
not
like he's
fisherman.
It looks like he's ready for
But-
battle.
Are you a fisherman?
Honestly, yes, but I should be in the mountains. I don't really like boats much.
I'm really confused.
Prefer to stay on
choice.
land.
Good choice, Crenshaw.
I will say that does come off as a little weird. As seen as dwarfs do not float.
You didn't really think this through, huh?
Some unfortunate life circumstances have led me to a interesting calling for my folk.
All right, well let's get to it.
So you go out to now, of course, if you remember, the Crenshaw Manor is basically right along the coast, and you go out just basically to the backyard. There's a large dock that was built probably about the year before, and the boat, known as the Shoalblade, is there's currently being manned. It's being loaded up with crates of foods and stuffs, and you know that the boat's probably I don't know what really qualifies it as a ship, boat, or sea vessel. The vessel is basically about 30 feet long. It's got some rows on the bottom, but it also has a large sail at the top, and it's a bright red sail.
So it's kind of like a longboat? Like a Viking ship?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of, like a Viking ship that basically has the rows, but then also has the sail, and so that way the wind can help push it whenever there's no wind, you can row.
How tall is Maxwell?
About like 4'8". So it's a
Good company.
He's actually pretty tall dwarf then, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. He's like the legal
I
dwarf.
still
but
think
he's 4 feet.
taller.
I thought it was.
That's probably true.
No, yeah, 4'8" actually. That's
Okay.
pretty-
So
I'm sure that
so we basically you get out to the dock, and we see Captain Hibald basically ordering off the crew to basically load faster and to hurry up. And he's hurry up! You need to load the boats faster. And basically he has like a whip. It just cracks. It's not actually like a full blown whip or anything, but he's just like making the sound as the men scurry about, and they're all pretty much they're all human, male, and once the boat is loaded, you guys are on there, and you see once you go under the boat, it's actually very small, cramped, not a lot of space to
I'm very
move
calm.
about. You're actually fine but the room underneath is basically 5 feet high, and so it's very, very cramped. Everyone's kind of like, it's mostly there just for storage, and yeah, you do got a little room.
I can touch the ceiling.
I'm all like,
Yeah, it's mostly for the food and like to lay down and sleep. Basically, it's not really meant to be as comfortable as to stand around and enjoy yourselves with. But there's chairs, kind of nailed into the boat, and sit down comfortably. I think almost immediately after you guys get on there, the sails are raised and you start pushing out to sea, and you guys start heading south. Now, and this is where I keep saying I need a map, and I wish I could show it on stream. But basically, the Claws of Mistral is mostly, the furthest southern part of the world of Primeval Thule. And so as you guys go further south, like you're basically reaching what could be the end of the known Earth that you guys know, or the explored part of Thule anyway. So you guys start going south, and Hibald basically explains that this is kind of to be a deep sea fishing attempt because it's never really been done before. This is the first time this boat's been like really built and working. They've always done very close shore fishing where they're probably maybe only a few miles out. Now they're probably going to try to go 100 miles out.
Have we been on one of these fishing trips before?
No, definitely not. This is your first time. This is why Crenshaw put you out this way to give you the lay of the ocean.
I'm specifically not happy about not being only a few.
Yeah, so I would say it's probably about it takes a day before you can no longer see the coast, and it probably ends up being sunny out as hard as it can be, and it's hot. Yeah, and there's almost no clouds out, and as you guys are starting to learn how to work the boat, I think Captain Hibald basically forces you guys to learn how to row, and it's pretty hard work, and he doesn't even make the crew do it.
For a little while, we kind of go in a circle because Tembo's like pulling real hard, and Kira's on the other side.
I can, wait, what?
Like this.
The whole time I'm gonna be not looking at the water, just try to pretend that I'm not.
You look out the window and it's just like water
happy
for
thoughts.
miles. And yeah, I think you guys get out to the first day, and Captain Hibald basically says, "Yes, what about about 10 miles out from land? Perhaps we could try fishing. You'd like to teach these little children."
I don't even want to be here, but sure, why not?
Aren't you the fisherman? Yeah. I'm pretty sure the Crenshaw brought you on for this.
I'm really confused as to what's going on right now.
I'm only a fisherman because I need the money. If it was up to me, I wouldn't be out here.
Oh, dang. So,
I'm supposed to be in the mountains.
well, I thought there was something wrong with you.
There it is. I'm in the middle of the sea.
He points out to another man on the boat, and he says, "Boy, Tony, show these men around the ropes." And he pulls out this big net, and he says, "All right, children, come on up, let's go." And
I really wish you'd stop calling me a child.
But you are a child.
you are a child. You haven't reached your age of manhood yet. Once you're 20, then I might respect you to call you a man.
20? That's forever.
20's really young.
It's true. I mean, you're probably like 18, so you got a little ways away. He says, yeah. So Thony is the one of the crewmen up there, and he says, well, I guess if dwarf is not gonna do this.
No, I'll do it. Just won't be happy about it.
How hard can it be? You just drop a line into the water, right?
It's not about just dropping a line. There's no line. It's about a net. See?
Use your warhammer.
And you know, there's something a little weird about, I don't know, throwing a net into the ocean.
Yeah, we're out really far.
Yeah.
No. So dropping a net doesn't seem really right. So like Thony doesn't really seem to really know what's going on.
Does anyone actually know how to fish on this boat? Like, why are we out here?
How high is the water relative to like the edge of the boat? How low is the water?
I would say you probably got about like a 6-foot clearance.
I just jump in.
You jump into the ocean? Oh gosh. Alright, give me a
What is he, bait?
give me an acrobatics check.
jumped at. 15.
I'm just watching him jump.
Do you
with
say
just
that you're
this,
gonna
like,
jump
grin
in?
on my face.
Jumping in.
No, but do you say it before you start?
No, I just jumped in. Sorry.
Nope, he just takes off.
15.
Okay. yeah.
I feel like there's a lot of confusion. I'm like, I'm just gonna go look for fish. I have no idea like what fishing is all about. So my character's
Clearly
just like,
not.
I don't know what's going on. I just run and I jump in.
Yeah, so you jump in. You think you can swim pretty well.
Yeah,
There's
we'll find out if
there's
I
not a
can
lot of weight on you.
Right.
The clothes kind of wear you down a little bit, but I mean, it's not the first time you've ever been swimming
Yeah.
either. So I mean, okay, so you're in the water. What are you trying
I'm
to
kind
do?
of just like dipping my head in the water, kind of looking around to see if I can
You open
see,
your eyes,
see
they
fish. And,
burn as the salt just like starts to burn your eyes. You
There's
start
no
looking.
fish down here. Someone throw me a rope.
You looked for like 5 seconds.
Want me to keep looking?
I didn't want you to jump in the first place.
While they're talking, I'm gonna.
what
go
were you
get the net,
thinking?
and I want
We're
to
fishing.
cast the net over.
That's
him.
not how you fish.
Okay.
I don't know how
All
to
right,
fish.
give me a
looking for fish.
dexterity.
Have you ever fished?
No.
Why are we even here?
Okay, yeah.
It's
So,
not natural 20, but
as you guys are basically over here arguing, this big net just cast exceptionally well right over Kira as it just goes down and like immediately starts to weigh you down a little bit. Give me there's no like swim check. Give me I would say an acrobatics to see if you can.
16.
Yeah. Okay. So it starts to weigh you down a little bit. You're able to catch your breath really quickly and swim out before it starts to close down. And
I call that a net win.
you're able to get out, but your arm is actually stuck into the net. And so as you're swimming up, like the net is still holding you down a little bit, but you're able to get your mouth out.
I'd like to start pulling.
Yeah, and you start
net,
pulling
yeah.
it up. The net closes up around, and you pull it up. And
I said a rope, not a net.
I would say there's like a fish that comes in, and then also Kira. As you start pulling it up, it's like a 40-pound fish, but it's actually just Kira, and it's like little small.
I thought you said there weren't any fish down there. Look, there's one right there.
I found them.
We're good. Let's go
And that,
home.
lads, is how you fish. Any questions?
You're not good at
I caught you, didn't I?
Hey Phil, can you close that real quick?
Oh, sure.
So so we basically run into an interesting situation. So Captain Hibald's like observing this, and he's just like in extreme disapproval. He's, well, I thought we had this. I don't understand what we did wrong.
Willing is not enough. We must do.
Well, perhaps you do, as opposed to whatever tomfoolery you're trying to accomplish.
He does this all the time.
I hold up the fish and it's like, I caught a fish. This is what you wanted, right?
What if you could call that a fish? We're out here in the deep sea. We need ourselves a shark or something greater.
There's sharks in these waters.
Yes.
Yeah, you didn't think about that, did you?
Perhaps there's a great whale or something like that. Yeah, there's. I think you guys spend probably another couple hours casting out a little bit. And,
Now that they know how to do it.
I mean, you obviously know how to do it because you're casting it out there, and it's like perfect almost every time as it goes out there. You guys probably capture. Let's see here. Let's see how successful.
You catch 1d20 fish
We'll
in
determine
1d4
this.
hours.
I've got like a pile of dice here. Alright, that's not bad. I mean, I would say probably about like 50 or so fish that are medium sized. I mean, you're not deep sea fishing with a net, because a net is really only supposed to just get you the first,
Right.
like the top. And, but, you know, there are other things on the boat, like a harpoon, which is basically just a large spear with a rope attached to it. There's also, I would think like these really heavy duty fishing lines that you can throw a line out, cast a line out, and eventually troll with it. But I think for the first day, you guys kind of just play around with the net and can capture a good number of fish.
Do we have any like harpoons or anything?
Yeah, well, I said
like
they're
a
harpoons.
wall.
It's basically just like a
spear with a
rope
Okay,
attached to it. So it's close enough to a harpoon, but there's no like launching
cool
mechanism.
trying
You just have
that.
to try to throw it down. You gonna try?
Yeah, we just gotta find something to throw it at.
Yeah. So I would say I would think like the second day in, as you guys went further out, you guys are probably. Captain Hibald looks into the sky. He's like, yes. I think we're about what miles out now.
I don't know if he actually knows where we are.
There's no clouds. It's just like he's looking at the blue sky, like as if he actually knows, based on the sun position, whatever.
Like,
So we can't see land from
Oh,
here.
you definitely can't see land. You know that you are continuing heading south because the sun is coming up over the east and ending in the west, and you guys are just continuing that way. And so I think that's the only form of like knowing where you're at.
I suggest that we should kill some of the fish that we already got and start the water.
oh,
Like gutting them.
Okay,
throwing
yeah. So
into
you're
the
throwing
water.
the scum out. All right,
Yeah,
yeah. Give me.
finally, somebody knows how to fish.
Yeah. So you start gutting the fish,
told me
throwing
to
the
throw
scum
a
out
net.
there,
I threw a
throwing
net.
buckets of scum out. What do you? Give me an animal handling check.
That'll be 16.
All right, yeah.
So we're clear. My intelligence is 9 here.
I would think.
I follow orders really well,
I'm 8.
but that's about it.
I'm an idiot.
I would think you guys are probably gonna find. Oh, okay.
You want to jump in now?
Let me see here. So
I like his Rodan's idea.
you start to find, as you throw the scum out there, after probably about 30 minutes or so of waiting around, you start to see like big activity off in the distance as you see what looks to be just a large entity floating in the water as it's starting to get closer.
Here we go.
Grab the
Alright,
harpoon,
So,
grab the-
so you get the harpoon. All right, as it comes forward, you see that there's a large body animal, but with a fin jutting out from under the water.
Can I like climb up on something to like get a really good view of it? Like kind of.
Well, you can probably climb up the
Like a sail or something?
what do they call it, the crow's nest or
Yeah,
whatever?
yeah,
Up to
yeah.
the crow's nest, and you can actually look
Yeah.
down, and you see that there is probably a 10-foot long shark in the water.
We
as
got a
it's coming.
10-foot long shark down there, man. The harpoon.
What's a foot?
10 span?
Yeah.
No, 10 span's
It's
really
like
long.
2 of you, Timbo.
Dwarf feet or human feet?
Shoot her!
It's like 5 of me.
It's like 5
So I'd like to also grab a harpoon.
Okay, yeah.
And are we all going to be throwing them from like one side of the ship?
I'm on the
Like,
crow's nest.
Yeah,
he's way up
He's
there.
up top, yeah.
But like, is Tembo like kind of like are we both on the side of the ship?
Yeah, I would say you're both on the side.
Okay.
You guys are armed with your harpoon and ready to go. All right,
As
yeah.
soon as it gets up to us.
So it slowly makes its way up, and it reaches up and grabs some fish scum as it then turns around, and then is about to make a second round.
It's coming around,
So
boys.
before he throws the harpoon,
Oh gosh.
I'd like to just like place a hand on his back and just tell him like aim under the fin, and I'd like to cast guidance on him.
Okay. Yeah.
So
You
he'll
suddenly
get
feel
a 1d4 bonus
much
to his.
more inspired.
tackle.
Not really inspired, but more able to throw
Right.
this. So yeah, go ahead and roll me an attack.
Let me get a.
Add a d4.
Let me find a deep.
The fisherman is attacking Timbo.
Not 2. So that's gonna be a 19 to hit.
Yeah. I mean, it's like spot on into its back as it latches on. Give me a strength athletics check.
Athletics.
Yeah.
That is a 16.
Okay. Yeah. Is it posing? Okay. Yeah. No. It goes in its back, and like the spear twists a little bit, so it's definitely in there. As you do that, you definitely grab a good hold of it. It tries to take off as soon as it feels the pain, and immediately stops.
So I'd like to throw mine.
Okay. Yeah. Give me an attack roll.
That is gonna be a. 9.
Yeah. So you throw it, and it's like you expect it to continue to move, but since as Tembo's got
Time.
pull on
Yeah,
it, starts
it
pulling
just,
it,
like,
it just hits right in front of it and misses.
Pull it back.
But yeah, Tembo starts to try to pull the shark in and like is able to like. There's a lot of force as it's trying to oppose your strength.
Kind of like
but
the
it's-
feet up on the
Yeah.
railing. Like,
So as you start doing this, give me an advantage strength check.
I touch Tembo and say resist.
Ooh.
Resistance.
Okay, yeah.
+4 on a saving throw.
Okay.
So strength check, right?
Yep. Yeah, give me an athletics.
Okay. 8.
You know,
With
so
advantage?
there's like an equal force of pull at this point.
So I see this struggle, and I'm assuming we brought our weapons.
Yeah, you would have your weapons, yes.
So I pull out my short bow, and I'm gonna take a shot at the shark from the
Yeah,
crow's nest.
give me an attack roll. You're up on the crow's nest.
That's 13.
Yep, 13 hits.
Sweet.
So you shoot it straight into the back as it pierces its tail.
5 hit points.
Okay, yeah. So as he hits it, you're able to pull it a little harder. Give me another advantage strength check.
I get better than
While
3
he's
this
pulling
time.
this in, can I
There.
pull the harpoon back towards the?
Yeah. So we'll say
Alright.
that you pulled it back
Yeah.
by this point.
That's a 18.
Yeah, so it gets just a little bit closer now. It's like almost right at the side of the boat. Probably you're not going to be able to pick up an entire shark out of the water.
Watch me.
Fair enough. Let's see. And so so you get your harpoon back. You want to
Can
try
I-
to throw it
yeah.
again? Yeah, go for it. Give me an attack check.
That's gonna be a 20.
Yeah, absolutely hits. So it hits exactly right next to where his harpoon landed.
I'd also like to.
Yeah.
help
So give me. We were already at an advantage. So give me one more advantage strength check as you're
Me?
pulling it up. Yeah, as you're in your helping
it. Me
him.
too.
I know he's with his advantage.
That's a 15.
15. Wow. Yeah, it's an equal of force as it tries its
Pull out
one
another-
last desperate
pull out
attempt
another
to be able to grab it. Yeah.
Shark.
Oh man, that's gonna be a 12.
No, that hits.
Oh sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. 1.
So we hit its tail fin and it starts to wiggle out, and we get one more
It's
opposing
just got like
check.
an arrow through a fin.
And
right.
all this force is basically you succeed. I rolled a nat 1.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay.
So as you start pulling it up, the shark immediately is forced out of the water and
Grab onto it and body slam it.
its tail comes up first, and you immediately grab it, and you're both of you guys are actually able to start pulling it over.
Save the arrow.
And it starts flailing all over about, going nuts.
I shout "Rápe!" and cast entangle.
Entangle on it, so these vines from nowhere
Oh,
start to
God. Oh,
pop
God.
up and immediately start to entangle it as
Please tell me they don't start bursting through the ship.
seaweed starts growing through the ship. Yeah, actually, we'll say seaweed growing
I
from the
like this.
wood,
Seaweed's
magically coming out and starts to entangle the.
As long as it's not making holes in the boat.
And I would say it starts to entangle pretty much everybody who's trying to manage this
Yeah.
the shark as it starts to
So
entangle all of you
I'm
guys.
still basically
Salty.
like grappling the shark though, right, at this point.
Yeah, but the shark is definitely entangled
Can
and
I
not flailing
reach
anymore.
its head?
Yeah.
Can I just take my hammer out and just try to like bludgeon it over the head?
I told you.
So you see Maxwell pulling out this beautiful silver hammer, something a metal that you guys have never seen before. And yeah, we'll just say in its current state, you don't even have to roll. Just start
Okay.
smashing in this head, and it's
I
very
specifically
grotesque.
want to hit it twice.
Okay, you
So
hit
I'm
it
gonna make
once,
sure it's dead.
you hear the bones crack under it, and then you hit it one more time, and the hammer pierces through, and then comes out, and it's no longer. It is a little bit because I guess there's the ghost fish.
With each hit of the
syndrome.
hammer, I want to say bang as
Oh gosh. So there's an interesting scene of bang, bang.
I'm like full Nelson on this shark right now. What are you doing?
So we have a now entangled, smashed and dead shark that we finally captured with harpoons alone.
2 arrows.
And 2 arrows. Yeah. I would say you pull one of them out and it's intact. But the other one is it hit the fin and snapped on the bone.
Got smashed by a warhammer.
Or that smashed in by wire. So yeah, you have a now dead shark, and Captain Hibald comes out. And he says, "I never seen something like that. What a display of action there."
And
Where did
that's
the
how you
seaweed
fish.
come from?
Some deeper respect for your children. Surely this is a
Not
sick
enough
shark.
for you to stop calling us children, though.
You're calling them children, right?
Mayhaps. So yeah, you get your shark. I don't know if anyone would know how to fillet a shark or anything.
Yeah, I don't.
But they have.
You're the fisherman. You're supposed to know.
I get the fish and I give them to other people, and they give me gold in return.
I don't think you're.
Very simple.
Yeah.
I don't even like fish.
You're as much a fisherman as he is a 7 Knives guild member.
That's only a dream of.
So the night passes, and that evening a storm starts to brew, and you see off in the distance lightning slowly making and growing and expanding its way towards your boat. And Captain Hibald, is looking up at it, and he says, "I fear for our lives." That looks like a nasty one.
Maybe we should turn around.
There ain't no outrunning this one. We'll have to last through the storm. And he says, "So get ready to hold the ship down while the storm lasts." And within probably an hour's time, the storm starts to come and it's raining down. And
I'm freaking out, by the way. Like I'm not actually like. My demeanor has definitely changed.
Yeah,
I feel like I could involve myself in like a Forrest Gump scene, like up on the crow's nest, like the guy with no legs.
Lieutenant Dan.
You'll know. So as the storm comes, the waves are like up and down and immense. And as a dwarf, you're just like blown away, just that the boat can move in such a way.
This is not fun.
The wood is creaking all over. You can
Just like holding on to
I have
buckets
made
of
a
water.
large mistake.
There's this water coming inside the boat, and there's the crewmen basically just like putting it back out the
You
windows.
call this a storm?
And so
You're making it worse.
I can't hear you. I'm up in the crow's nest.
yeah, so
Shut up! It's making it work.
give me. Let's see some words. There's bolts of lightning like striking nearby, and you're up here, kind of in the middle of the storm,
my
higher
mind.
up, and it's with your bronze bow and metal. You're just acting as like a conduit. And you feel the static electricity as it's just moving around, and you're soaking wet. Meanwhile, the crewmen are trying to row through, and another bolt of lightning comes and strikes down, but it barely misses. That evening.
I'm just like loving it.
So let's see. Well, the boat is moving at extreme lengths, and you can tell that you're not even in any way moving in the path that you were before. You're no longer even headed south. Like the boat seems to just be blowing sideways along with the storm, even though like the sails are down and people are trying to row against it, or they don't seem to really know how to row against the storm because the DM doesn't. So they're rowing and they're trying to keep through. So let's do a series of checks. What is everybody doing on the boat? You're up on the crow's nest, observing.
Yeah, absolutely.
More like mocking, it sounds like.
Yes, I'm mocking the storm essentially. Yeah.
What would Tembo be doing?
Right now, he is holding on for dear life on
Okay.
the mast. He's like terrified.
Yeah, I'm probably with Tembo,
Yeah.
just kind of like I'm like nothing is processing right now.
Okay.
I'm just hoping that
I mean, 'cause-
at some point the situation will resolve itself.
Like, remember, I wear armor all the time, so like falling off, bad idea.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So,
So I'm just like holding on for dear
I'm not really
life.
wearing armor, but I'm still not gonna float. So
I tie myself to something.
okay, so there's like, you know, the nailed in.
yourself.
I don't have eight
Seaweed.
I can't
So-
say that I'm holding to something.
So Rodan's got he's now like laying on the ground, like tied to the mast as well, but like just sliding around as the boat goes upward then downward, and he kind of leans a little forward
And like
kinda-
holding on, just like
and
watching him go back and forth.
and at the end of the boat, you see Captain Hibald just basically like, "Oh, that's right, little Stormblade, we'll survive anything."
Oh god.
And he's just, you know, screaming at the top of his lungs, trying to survive by yelling. And about a few hours worth of the storm and just like pure madness, you hear a large crunch into the hull as you guys, as the storm kind of pushes you in, and now you're able to clearly see as there's lightning flashing now. You've crash landed into the land, and it seems to be just a small island. And as you guys start to kind of really see around, start to look around the situation, you basically fall first into a side of a rock, but basically at a beach, and you're looking around and you
how
see
far off the beach is like the ship?
probably about like 20 feet. I think the boat's probably about 20 feet high.
Okay.
Yeah, you could probably jump down. I mean, you'd probably sprain your ankle a little bit, but
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm probably just as soon as I get over the shock of like the ship just kind of like crunching into land, like I'm probably just gonna go jump
Wade.
off. On land,
you
like,
jump right off, and so you get to the you jump right onto the
I
land.
just want land. at this
Other
point.
people are like, you hear Captain Hibald, oh, my pretty boat, Shoalblade. Listen,
Land ho!
soon after breaking into the land, you're brought into the storm. Slowly passes, and it's dark as it is night at this point, and you start to assess your situation. You see just off in the distance a small candle lit in what looks to be like a lantern in a mirror that like slowly is rotating around it very quickly, actually, because the wind is blowing it. So it looks like a pseudo
It's like a really
like a
ghetto lighthouse.
what do we call it? Like a lighthouse, yeah. I try to think of like what an old style like lighthouse would look like, and I guess it would be a lantern with a tiny mirror that would spin around it. Or something.
Yeah, they usually have like
with like wind pushing it or
they
some
usually
kind of
have a
wind.
brazier that like they light, and then it has like the mirror.
Yeah,
behind it.
so this one was made by probably someone less intelligent. So there is a lantern that was lit, and it looks like there's just like this giant oil jug that's just, you know, feeding it this fire. But it seems to you see it, but you didn't see it in the storm, but it is there. And
good that did us.
Captain Hibald basically says, "This ain't gonna be good. We might be stranded here for a while.
Well, it looks like we're not alone.
Perhaps." And he points off in the distance as there's lightning out in the background, and you see right at the top of what looks to be a tiny mountain off in the distance a large castle. And there's one single light that's very obviously lit over there. And he says, "It looks like there might be somebody who lives here already." And so what do you guys do?
Can I see anything from my crow's nest position?
I mean, it's really dark. From your
So really, I just see the same thing they do. just
basically
from
the same things
perspective.
you do, and there's occasional lightning off in the distance, and you see that you're part of he calls it a little island, but it's actually fairly large.
I'll get down from the
Do we
crow's
even
nest.
know if this is an island? Are we just on pool?
I guess you wouldn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have I already jumped off the ship?
Yeah, you're off. You're in the
Okay.
beach. You're hugging the dirt at this point.
Like-
It's
Okay.
and you get the motion. And you're
You
still
say,
on a
I'm
boat.
basically just sobbing into the wet sand or whatever.
It's been like 3 hours of like on this boat, you know, moving like this, and so you're definitely still feeling this way. But yeah,
I get down from the crow's nest and get off the ship, and I go to Maxwel and I say, "We must embrace pain, learn it as food."
Shut up.
I just walk away.
Yeah, he's already gone.
He does this all the time.
So yeah, I'd say the evening passes uneventfully, unless you guys wanted to explore or,
I mean,
or
is
pursue
it
anything.
still raining or is the storm
The rain has
passed?
passed at this point.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess make a shelter on the beach. I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that
There's probably like I mean, you guys hit
the
into
structure on the mountain looks really far away, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we wouldn't make
Is there any like outcroppings or anything nearby?
Yeah, I would say since you guys crashed landed into kind of like a side of a mountain or something, there's I'll give you like a small little cavern area that you
I
guys
want to
can
find the
hide
most
under.
cave-looking thing and just
Go under it. Yeah.
go in there.
Yeah.
Because
You're happy.
I am done with the water right now.
Look for enough supplies to make like a makeshift fire
Okay.
and get some of the.
I mean,
the
they're
fish.
like everything's wet. There's no dry wood anywhere.
Can I use produce flame and dry up some stuff? Like
Okay,
at least
yeah.
dry up a little bit, get it on fire, start adding a little bit
Rodan,
more. It's gonna make a lot
There's
of.
an entire boat.
Whoa!
and get some of the fish
That's
from.
that's
from
how
the
we're gonna
boat
get home.
to cook.
You didn't really think that one through, did you?
Okay, yeah.
Just like jumping off the boat.
I'd say it takes probably about an hour of
We got
like
fish.
producing flame to
Not because
really
of that.
dry out the wood really well, and then eventually you get a fire started, and you're able to cook some of the fish you guys got.
I'll help him with the fire.
Yeah.
So I'm very curious about before.
You've never seen dwarven steel before?
What's steel?
It's a really, really hard metal. Only dwarves know how to make it.
I see that.
I hold it out to him, but keep a firm grip on it. I'm not letting him just have it.
Or I'll steal it
Oh no!
This hard.
Just pull it back from him. Just trying to bite it.
It's still got like shark guts on it. You know, it tastes really rank.
Steel tastes terrible.
So yeah, you guys. The night passes uneventfully. Off in the distance, you hear what sounds to be like the chatter of wolves. Off in the distance, you hear some nightlife of insects and other
Is it like
strange
a
creatures
forest?
in the night.
Is it more of like a forest?
Yeah, it's
in
more
front
like a
of the castle?
forest. Yeah, like the island is mostly. I mean, the way I envisioned it was similar to the part of the land that you guys came from. It's very dense forest and seems to be very live. Yeah, well, the night passes uneventfully. You wake up the next morning and it's still extremely cloudy. But now that there's a little light out, you get a pretty good vision of the boat, and there's just like a large chunk of it that was embedded into the side of a rock, and most of the crewmen have already kind of pulled it, like are dislodging it, and they're pulling it onto the beach, and so they can start doing some repairs. Captain Hibald comes up to you guys and says, "Oh, it might be a couple days before we probably get this thing patched up. We'll have to cut down a few trees and make some patches. I don't know if we'll make it back. I don't know exactly where we're at. But I would say that perhaps you guys make your way up to the top of the manor there. Maybe you find out where we're at." Yes.
I'll head up there. I'm not gonna get paid if I don't
Yes,
find
that-
somebody to buy this shark
The-
off of us.
the-
So
The rotting fish and shark stink.
You know we're covered in that stuff right now, right?
Oh no, I went swimming.
That was before.
No, he just shot it with a bow. He's
I was
still
in the crow's
fine.
nest.
That's true.
We're the only
Okay.
ones covered.
I'm like covered in guns.
So yeah, let's see. So we've got.
You were outside in the rain, though, right?
Yeah,
So
that
it's-
probably didn't make me smell it much. But,
No, definitely not.
At least not gross.
like I haven't taken my armor off.
Yeah.
So
Who knows when the last time I bathed?
And yeah, it's been. I mean, you're just covered in like salt and stuff like that. So,
Yeah.
but anyway,
I'm pretty
yeah.
salty.
As the sun kind of comes out a little bit, you kind of make kind of get the lay of the land here. The island itself is, I mean, after you climb up a little bit, you do realize it is an island, and it's shaped really weirdly, where there's like it looks like a hand that had been coming out of the water, and is kind of look like that, where there's several fingers. And the
like this.
castle is right on the middle, exactly like that almost. Like where it's coming out of the ocean is sitting there, and at the very top is where this castle has been built. And it looks like some of the fingers have been broken off as you guys kind of looking around, explore. But you guys probably get about halfway when the forest cover is extremely thick, and you see. You start to hear kind of the animals, or I would say the lack of animals as they start to move away, but you start to hear wolves crying out.
How far away from the castle are we?
You're probably, it would look like it would have been a day's trip, and you're probably halfway through at this point. So, you start to hear some
Latch the
wolves
sword.
coming out as there's large howls out in the air.
Rodan, hold them off.
And as you guys are looking around, you just see distinct little shadows moving left and right.
I'm gonna get
Think-
my
think we should be ready.
warhammer out.
Yeah. Do you guys get in your ready position?
Yeah.
Does Rodan do anything?
I'm a base sprint in a sense, so I try to, or kind of act if I can detect any one of them, or try and do something that.
Okay, yeah. So give me a animal handling check.
That'll be 18.
Yeah. You feel like there's a sense of wrongness with this land, and that the wolves are merely in a defense position. Of, there's something about you're foreign to this land, and they don't know what to make of you. You hear the howls of basically.
Okay. So, but can I sense if they can become friendly or
You
if
might
that-
be able to. I mean, with the. How would you do that though?
how would I befriend a wolf?
So can you like howl at it?
But don't howl the wrong thing.
And you make the same sound as.
Yeah, I tried to somehow communicate because I have
Howl now, bro.
animal support and
Oh,
and
no.
that. So I try to
Okay.
gain
yeah.
their
Yeah.
trust.
Give me one more animal handling check, and we'll see.
That'll be 12.
Okay. You attempt to make a howl.
That is
At
friendly.
them back.
What are you doing?
It does sound a little off, but it's interesting because you see off in the distance
Is this
one of the
normal for
wolves
him?
kind of show himself, and
can
starts to
speak to
walk
the animals.
towards the group in a
Okay.
Threatening way.
non-threatening manner. It's kind of like looking at the group.
I kind of shift away from him slightly after he's.
You might even stay with us.
Can you talk to animals?
Yes. Well, in a sense, I can sense them and kind of like try and communicate with them. I don't know if it is a high level that I can actually try and get them to do something for me, but
Yeah, it comes later, but I mean, you might be able to do with a little persuasion. Like, give me a let's say Would you think this is more of a performance you're putting on, or
Is he-
a persuasion?
Is he like?
Or is
Is
it
he
like
kind of
animal
like
handling?
howling like
Yeah.
really loudly? Because they're like, we don't really. They're not near us, right? They're just
No,
kind of around.
he howls a little bit, and you can he makes
So yeah, I would almost think that it's more of like a, either an intimidation or a deception or a
I don't
persuasion.
know about
Is
any of those.
Or is it like it deals with animals? It'd be animal
Yeah,
handling?
I mean, well, we could do one more final animal.
I'm
handling
trying to
check.
befriend them, basically.
Yeah. All right, give me one more.
He's trying
animal
to speak
handling.
their language.
That'll be 22.
Yeah. You attempt to kind of like speak its language in a way. Like I guess you don't really have a formal means of doing this anymore at this point. But it does approach you, and it doesn't seem to be threatening. With that, it observes the rest of the party and doesn't think that you guys are in any way threatening.
Ask him where we are.
Can he do that?
Works like that.
But it is still kind of like on guard, as if like at any moment if you seem to be threatening to it.
Are we
I've got
Are we free to
like
pass?
the sword in front of me, like ready to.
I'm gonna
Swing if I need
tell
to.
him that. No,
I'm not swinging. I'm just like.
Just don't be. I told him don't be threatening because I don't think they'll attack us.
Okay.
I just think to just continue.
Okay.
Like, well, okay, we're not a threat, but try and continue towards the.
Yeah.
Let's-
I would say
let's keep our.
I would
backs
say
to
that
each
they
other.
that as you guys continue to walk, the wolf kind of goes to the side a little bit and just continues to watch you, but doesn't take any action. But yeah, you continue on forward, and the wolves. You hear the howls off in the distance, but they don't take any action against you guys.
Nice go on, Rudy.
You speak to animals, huh?
I mean, we've been speaking to you.
So yeah, you guys
Dwarves are not animals.
you approach the beginning of
No,
the,
that beard.
the castle, and it looks to be very run down, as if it has not been lived in for an extended period of time.
We did
There's
see light coming.
moss growing all over the sides of it. There seems to be part of the castle that's like caved inward a little bit. Give me a perception check as a group.
16.
8.
9.
Okay. So there's a smell around this area that seems to be almost
Sorry.
reminds you of like death. Like
Might be.
Oh, that's not me.
so Akira actually sees off in the distance. You see what looks to be like bones scattered about.
Like, wait, what?
So,
Are they
so he
people?
speaks
What-
to animals and you see dead people? How did I wind up with this group?
And you're a fisherman?
I don't know what they're talking about.
Touche.
Yeah, I left the party. There's bones off in the distance.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Yeah.
they are though.
When you go up there, it's clearly human bones. Yeah.
You see that?
Do they
But-
look like they were
You weren't
died in
kidding.
place, or were they dumped here?
Give me a medicine check. Okay. The bones are scattered all
they're
about.
dead.
They do look dead, but the bones are not. The bones aren't. It's not like just like a solid human in skeletal form, right? It's not just like. But the bones
They're
are
just scattered
spread
all over the
all over the
place.
place.
Do they look like they've been splintered at all?
Yeah, I was like, can I look at them and just kind of see if it looks like
Well,
they've
yeah,
just
we'll
been
do one more
dumped
medicine
here,
check.
or the 15.
Okay, you look at some of the bones. You see that there's like a femur bone that had just been snapped in half, and there's just like bite marks that are gouged all over the bones of what looks to be just extremely big fangs that had
Not
went in-
wolves.
Would you? Are you saying that?
Do these look like wolves?
So that
Kinda
figure that
looks
you
like
mentioned,
those
can I
giant
go over and
sloths
pick it up
that
and like
parents
show it to
always
them and be
talk
like,
about.
Yeah, yeah. You point it out, and
do these
and-
look like wolf fights to you? Specifically, hold
Yeah,
up
to,
the
to,
road.
yeah. Give
I'd
me
like
give
to
me
see
an animal
it.
handling. Yeah.
That would be 17.
It looks like a larger than a wolf bite. Yeah, like there's something that was big that ate this human.
It's in the future.
Yeah.
I told them that. I told them this looks similar to a wolf bite, but this is no mere wolf.
So this isn't your friend then?
No, none of them could have done that. This is way bigger.
Did you say that when we
Well,
were
that's not
at the
good,
boat
but
at
throw it
nighttime
away.
we saw a light coming from the castle?
Yeah. You did see a light. You weren't really sure. I mean, if it was like flickering or whatever,
Okay.
you didn't see any person in there.
I don't know about this anymore.
Let's go into the castle.
Kind of the opposite of what I was thinking, but
Nothing is easy to the unwilling.
Is he always like this?
yes, I don't
That's
even know where he
miserable.
gets these things from.
This piece of paper.
No.
So, yeah, you guys.
Where did you even get that paper?
It's paper.
Papyrus or papyrus.
Can you even read?
Parchment. There we go.
No, I can't actually.
So, do you guys go up to the front
Just
door?
like
or-
scribbles all over it. Doesn't actually say anything.
There's nothing- yeah, so you can't read.
This parchment, and I just come up with the words. I don't really know what it says.
Stick figure.
Can't one of us read? Who reads?
Nobody reads.
I thought
Arn-
Kurt-
Wait, no,
did you
Rodan
read?
I
can.
read.
Oh, that's right. You do
I'm
read.
literate.
Yeah.
Okay, I forgot about that.
So,
So-
he looks at it. It's just like
I just
scribbles.
say-
In the
He's an
primeval
idiot.
fool setting, the cleric class has a DC of 5 you have to beat in order to be able to read. I didn't beat it. So I can't read it.
That's okay. It's natural to not be able to read in this world.
Look,
I rolled a
look,
4.
That's hilarious.
It's nothing to be ashamed about. It happens all the time.
So you guys go up to the front door, or what do you? How do you approach this?
I think we should at least look around before we just walk
Yeah,
into this place
I
that
will-
apparently eats people.
Everyone stay here. I will search the area. See what I can. So I will sneak around.
Okay.
Kind of like
Have
towards
fun.
the front door.
Yeah, I'm not going.
I will say before we continue on that, we should take a break. I got a couple shout outs to give real quick, and then we're gonna go to break. We're only gonna be on for 5 minutes, guys. But thanks to Githens09 for following and Wicked Lala. Stick around, guys. We'll be back in probably about 5 minutes. We just gotta get the new drinks. That being said, stick around. Thanks. So we were originally in a approaching a castle, and you were going to try to sneak about and try to find. What are you looking for?
I'm kind of trying to understand the perimeter, kind of get close to the entrance, but not like up to it.
We're not actually at the castle yet, though, right? We're like
You're approaching to it. You're
Okay.
almost like at the tree opening where
Yeah.
Okay.
it's at.
I'm trying to get to that reopening, but stay kind of somewhat hidden.
Yeah. Give me a stealth check.
What I do, baby. That is a 19.
Yeah, you're extremely stealthy at this point. You glide through this forest exceptionally well, and you presume you are. I gotta work on that poker face, man. You assume that you're pretty well.
I think someone sees me. I think someone rolled a nat 20.
I gotta stop doing that. It's such a rare event to roll a nat 20 right, and not be excited about it. All right,
He's
no,
boned.
nothing happens that you take note of.
I don't see anything. Okay. So I kind of go back to the party, report it. Looks safe except for the nat 20.
What's a nat 20?
He goes off like that all the time.
Have you ever seen the never
Is this on your sheet too?
And the never-ending story, the kid's reading the book and he kind of knows that's what's happening.
So,
I am a trainer.
but there was nothing of note that you perceived or.
Do you guys want to go into the castle?
Well, I mean, did you see any other entrances?
No, the one entrance.
Did he see any other entrances?
No.
Did you look for other
see it.
entrances?
I mean, he saw like there was a garden in the back, but the garden has been long since like dead at this point, and there were probably a courtyard that the garden
Let's go
led
to the
into.
castle.
You said that it didn't look like we had been seeing, but did you see anyone?
No.
There's no one
Nothing.
here.
It's empty.
That's ominous.
He seems really sure
first.
about this. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go first.
You take point.
Okay.
This is a bad idea.
So
I'm gonna be so mad if I die here.
You can't die.
you
here.
literally can't die at this point. It's
What are you
canon.
talking about?
Last three. I've read the end of the book.
Oh man, they're already getting the immortal syndrome here. I'm gonna have to.
First off, I don't have plot armor, all right?
He might die.
doesn't have
He
plot
might die.
I try to detect if the wolves have gotten closer or if they're staying.
Hey, give me a perception check.
That'll be like maybe 8.
You don't
What
hear
wolves?
any howls off in the distance. You don't hear anything like
I
that.
told you, there's nothing here. Nobody. Let's go.
Yeah. Seems
You
straightforward.
seem really intent on this.
I'm
Is there-
positive there's no one here.
Are you sure you're positive?
No.
Only fools are positive.
Oh God, no, don't you start out now too.
Never mind.
So, what do we? You guys are just gonna walk straight up to the front door then?
Apparently.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the door appears to be open. Like it's closed, but like as you guys try
So
the handle,
So I kind of push inward, outward.
it goes in. Yes.
Inside joke there. I push it in. I kind of just peek. Notice anything inside?
It's dark as can be in there. There's occasionally a
what time
window
of
in
day
there.
is
It's I would say probably about noon. But actually, yeah, it's about evening at this point.
Okay.
Because you guys had spent the whole day going up through the mountain. But there's just a little light going in through some windows that are like there's like some murder holes. Yeah, I was about to say murder hobos.
No, that's us.
Yeah, that's you. The murder holes
You see your
that
party.
basically have a little light that are going in there, but what you can make out looks to be just like a large dining table.
The
Are there-
flame.
Yeah, so as you're slowly picking up, there's a fire that just starts up behind you and immediately lights up the room. Yeah, it looks to be a large dining table that hasn't seen life in a long time. It looks like there's just like leaves and dust and all over the place.
Are there any like
Throw the door open.
torch sconces or
Yeah,
anything?
it slams open.
Any torch sconces or anything like that? So we could actually like
there's
light
there's
the place?
sconces along the wall. There's probably like every 10 feet or
I
so.
start-
Can you
I
light
start-
those?
I start turning them on. Get closer.
So you start lighting them up, and it lights up the entire dining room. And it probably extends about 60 feet, and the table itself probably goes about 20 feet. And there's just chairs at the sides and at the end. And at the end, there's actually like a large cushioned chair that seems to the cushion seems to be kind of rotted away at this point.
I just hello.
Why would you do that?
You
It
supposed
echoes
to be the
throughout the
sneaky
halls
one?
and through off in the distance.
There's nothing here. Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
See?
Give me a perception check. Why not?
But we know something is here. We saw a
10.
light here.
I think you were seeing.
Maybe.
You hear the echo kind of go off in the distance, but you think you make out a creak of a wood, like a step off in the distance.
Oh.
Was it yourself
Great.
echoing off all the walls?
No, I heard reeking of wood like someone's walking around. But we can't see anything. I mean, the whole area is lit up, right?
Yeah.
Right. So you've probably let everybody know that we're here
Yep.
in the worst way possible.
We're trying
Alright.
to find out where we are.
The castle's like, it's like stone, right?
Yeah.
So can I go inspect the stone with my stone cutting?
That's right.
I'd like
yeah,
to, I'd
absolutely.
like to
Go
just see
for
if
it.
I can
Jimmy
figure out
Fisherman.
like. I'm gonna ignore that. So I'd just like to make so stone cutting is I get to make a history check about the stonework and try to figure out like when
Oh
it might
man,
have been
I'm gonna have to
made.
know some history here.
That kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a.
So it's
an intelligence check, right?
It's an intelligence check, and I get advantage on it. And I actually get double proficiency as well. I don't know where.
Oh, real quick.
Eight?
Yes, that's gonna be a 23. I liked your dice.
Yeah.
Where? Let me ask you this question. Where is your character from?
Originally the dwarven city. I can't remember what the name of it is in the medieval city.
Okay, no, that's fine.
Since I just literally read the book like 2 hours
You know,
ago.
the wood, the stone itself looks to be extremely old at this point. Like it might have, this castle or this keep may have been built probably at least 100 years ago, and the stone is very obviously from what they call the Zinandar Mountains, where there's several factions of dwarves that come from that area, and probably not where you're specifically from, but it is off in the distance in the Thulian world. So it's like this is a very rare and unique stone. So when you see it, it's like very obvious. Like whoever made this had the money.
Why is he staring at me?
I don't know.
Stones can tell you a lot about the world, alright? And these stones tell me that whomever had been here, serious money.
All right, let's go.
How many fish have you caught?
One that was about, how many pounds are you?
I shot it, by the way. You're welcome.
Who cares? There's money here somewhere.
Money?
Let's find it.
We go look for the money.
Okay, yeah. You see that there's three doors, and I'll start giving you directions. You guys came in from, we'll say, the south.
I'm also not going to correct him because I need cash, so I didn't say that there was money here, but it's fine. We're going to go look for money.
You know that there's a door to the east, to the west, and to the north. The sound, I'll say this, the sound that you heard came from north.
And there's doors where?
There's northeast, and west.
There's someone in the north. Do you want to go find the
What's
person?
behind
Do you wanna
door
go-
number north?
Or should we
Let's-
find the money
No, let's avoid anybody that's here
and go get the money?
and just go and look around and see if we can find cat or gold.
Gold.
You're right. In your
Well, we were trying to
infinite
figure out where
roguish
we were at.
wisdom,
Who cares
do you
right
happen
now?
to have any traps that you could fashion?
This is appropriate behavior for Primeval Tool.
Yes.
If there's money to be had, you're gonna loot the crap out of
Say
it.
no more. Say no more.
I'm so disappointed right
I
now.
don't know what traps are.
I hang my head and
I
say,
just steal things.
I'll follow.
I can respect that at
I
least.
think in the future I'll be able to set traps. But today I cannot set traps. I don't think I can.
No, you can't.
No, I can't.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
So
trapped
you guys
with
had
this
to.
group.
I mean, there's no obvious location.
I chose
of what
door
the money-
number 1.
Okay, so we go to the west.
I go to the west and I kind of my ear up on the door.
Yeah, just
the
give me
west
a
wing?
perception check that we can roll to
What's
just
that?
kind
Is
of.
this the west
Yeah,
wing?
that's a
of the
20.
castle?
A nat 20?
No, it says 13 plus
Okay.
7.
Yeah. So you don't hear nothing over on that door.
There might be money here. There's no.
Does it sound like money?
Yes.
All right,
Smells
What does money sound like to you?
Oh, well, you know what money smells like. If you don't know, I can't explain. So I'll kind of like try to open that door.
It doesn't budge with you.
Try to-
Can I
It's not that it's locked.
Not
It just
locked,
doesn't
just
budge.
doesn't budge.
Yeah.
can I try
Try to open
use-
it in the opposite direction that I'm pushing.
Yeah, it opens just fine. No, it seems to be legitimately stuck.
All right.
Like as if there's a
Tembo, move
This
out of the way.
door's stuck.
I got this.
As he's like going over to try to open this thing, can I use thaumaturgy on the door?
Yeah. Okay. What are you trying to? I think it just opens doors, right?
Yeah. So instantaneously cause unlocked door or window to fly open or slam shut.
Okay. Yeah. So as he's trying to kick it open, and so he does. Give me a dex saving throw.
That's a 12.
Okay. Yeah. So he immediately starts to charge at the door, and like
Watch this.
tries to push it, and the door immediately swings open, and you just fly through into basically this giant kitchen area. And there's like a kitchen table that you just completely slam into. There's pots hanging from the ceiling, these bronze pots, and you just this large clatter just of pots and pans flying all over the area.
Hello?
Good job, Tembo.
Wow, that was easy.
Yeah, you're really strong.
And I was gonna say you take some damage, but I forget we're level 1, so like damage is very very valuable here. Your hit points. Yeah, looking around in here, the light from the dining room kind of leads into the kitchen, and it looks to be like a well used and really beautiful kitchen. This room doesn't seem to be as deserted as the dining room did. It looks like as if there's rotted meats on what looks to be large haunches, yet to be known, and they're all kind of stored off in the corner. And looking around, you see that there are some plates and set out with where there's basically these bones.
This doesn't.
This is
Right.
creepy as hell.
I still check to see if there's like a special like a pot that looks really nice or pan or something like that. Just because I'm thinking of our friend Karen that is not here with us. He went on, and I know he cooks. I know he loves.
Yeah.
The
All right.
kitchen,
Yeah.
so-
We'll say that this is a beautiful manor. So there's several beautiful pots. Most of them have been dented in now, but you're able to find one that is like really beautifully cast in bronze, and it's got like inlays and designs and stuff on there, and it looks just extremely fancy.
I go for it, grab it, and say, hey, or friend Karen.
Nice. And I
Maybe
take
you
it and I
make
just
us-
put it on my head. Let's go.
You look ridiculous.
Yeah, but
It looks good.
It's like ding ding ding.
It suits you.
And so yeah, the panel looks very nice. Probably worth a lot of money based on looking at that.
So does it look like this space has been used recently, or just
Yeah,
more
give me
recent?
give me an investigation check.
toss it back to you.
Probably not much. -1, so that's a 6.
You can't necessarily discern. I mean, there's rotted meat, so you assume maybe it hasn't been used recently. But the fact that there's not as much dust and not as much leaves and things like that, you can't really tell.
Door number 2.
Before I leave the room, can I just look around and see if there's anything small that I could just like pilfer? I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get paid for this fishing trip, so I need to find something I
You
can.
caught some fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, we all know you're not a fisherman,
So
and you lied through your
from this room,
teeth,
what did you
but
say?
We're probably never getting off of
Where'd
this
you say the
rock,
exits
so.
were in this room?
you're never going
There's only one exit from
Oh,
this room. It
where
goes
we?
north.
Okay, north.
Yeah, and then the way you came from. So, small pilfering. If you can manage it, there is a collection, a small box of very, very fancy silverware,
Awesome.
and it's
I
like
silver.
legit silver, but it has not been touched at all. Like almost as if this is the only dusty thing that is in this room.
So wait, it stands out that it's the only. A little bit suspicious.
Yes. You don't get to meta this.
I don't know. I probably don't think it's that suspicious.
Well, like I said,
I'll
it's,
go- I'll
that's
go
why
grab
I mentioned it for a reason, because it does stand out, and your character would know that.
What are you waiting for? Take the silver.
I'm just gonna go grab it.
Yeah, you take it. I mean, like I said, it's very fancy silver. It looks like it's worth a lot of money. Yeah.
See, I was right.
Yeah. Like everything you do know, like I mean, it's not just like stones and stuff. There's like, I mean, the blankets and paintings and stuff in the dining room. Like they have like banners and stuff hanging, but I mean, most of anything that's cloth is rotted away. Paintings have been kind of faded out through the years and haven't been well kept. So, but there are things to note that there's like around to maybe go for art if that is a thing.
So I've kind of examined these guys looking at stuff. I'm like very uninterested. I just want to see money and gold.
Yeah.
So I
Now that
walk
I've got
back to the
those-
east door.
Yeah.
And I do a little listen on the east door. See if I hear anything.
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Now that I've got the silverware, I'm not really all that interested in anything else in the room because it's going to be too big for me to like carry. So
It's
I'm gonna,
like I said, it's a small little chest with like a glass covering on it to show like this.
yeah, I'll just take that and I'll head back out towards where he's.
19.
Yeah. There's no sound to be had.
Tembo. Where's
All
your
right.
magic?
Let's go.
Wait, I mean, I don't know what that word means. Do something cool.
Your stuff.
All right. Same thing this time. And I just take a running charge at it.
By the way, I haven't checked the door. It might be just easily.
The door opens and it's very obvious this time. The door opens really before you.
I kind
show
of
up.
like skip. Wait a second.
Give me. It's like very obvious. The door was not smashed open by your own will. You look around and there's nothing in sight of what could have opened that door. I gotta remember there's like they've probably never seen anybody cast thaumaturgy before because Arn doesn't have even that.
This is really creepy.
Actually, I
Oh, you
didn't
opened
know-
the door. Good job.
I didn't know if that door was lodged shut or not. I just thought it was cool.
Maybe it just swung open on its own. Like, you know, the air pushing or
Did
something.
you breathe on it?
Yeah.
I think it
That
just got
must
Were you
scared of him.
buffing?
Yeah,
I mean, I was breathing pretty hard running there.
So you're in the room. It's immediately obvious that it's kind of a staging room before you go for the main dining menu. This is kind of a sit around and smoke cigars type room where people would just kind of have conversations and there's just a lot of couches around. The seats themselves are all kind of seats are actually rotted in. Like the cloth is just like extremely old. And there you see it's very obvious like moths and other insects have kind of eaten their way through and buried their eggs and stuff inside these things. So it's just very
So it isn't like something broke them intentionally. It's just
yeah. But it looks like it's like natural rot. But you look around and you do take note of. So you take note that there is a very peculiar looking fireplace that has this beautiful golden inlay of.
All right.
Is the fireplace
But
on?
it's the
Let's crack it
mantle
off.
that has basically this beautiful golden inlay in there, and it's like really ornately done.
Is there any
when
wood?
we walk in, I just want to point out and go, look, gold.
Is there?
Grab the crowbar out of the bag.
All right, you just
I have some
and
flyers.
it's the wood is rotted, but the gold just basically I would say the wood just falls apart and the gold just comes off, and there's just like this large hunk of gold and a fanciful design, but it's it's already separated from the wood at this point.
Well, that was easy.
And as you guys are
See, I was
pulling
right.
this out, it's very obvious now. You hear a creak on the floor above of someone moving.
Above.
Mhm.
Ah. Can we see like what's the ceiling look like? Can we see
It's
through the
like a wood ceiling, but it.
Can we see like shadows of a footprint or anything like that?
I would say no. Yeah.
There's no like dust coming off.
Yeah. We'll say there's like a
Yeah.
kind of like Skyrim style.
I thought you said earlier no one was.
I told you
were-
somebody was
No,
here.
you were positive that nobody was here.
But then I heard them when we walked in.
So you weren't positive.
We just want the gold.
I produced flame and I asked them, "You want me to burn the floor?"
Oh my god.
I told you to burn the boat, but you didn't.
I'll
do
tell
that.
you what, you can burn the place down after we get out.
Yeah. So
I mean,
With
let's
the
go.
gold.
Let's go
Mostly
see.
stone. I don't think that's gonna work.
Let's go see who it is. Let's go meet.
We don't even know where the stairs are. Are there any exits out of this room other than the one we came through?
No, it's a staging room. The only other exit you can really think of is the one that was from the dining room to the north.
Okay.
Before we leave the room, can I see anything else that would be quick to just snag?
I would say
Never
not
owned this
really.
place, so
Nothing
it's
of really good value.
Look, it's a fishing pole.
Oh my god.
Just a giant stick.
He doesn't care.
Yeah, so you guys
If
go.
I
to
never
the,
see
the
water
northern
again,
exit
it'll be
then?
too soon.
Yeah, so... Yeah, I guess the northern...
To the north door.
Yeah, you open it and it looks to be.
Oh, I don't even listen.
Oh no! It's already halfway open
Oh,
at this
okay,
point.
okay.
Like it's that's why you're able to hear the
Yeah,
the
kind of
echoes inside.
like look around.
But if you look
for it.
around, I mean, it looks like there's just couches in this area. It's a big living room.
I see a stairwell to the.
Yeah, and there's a
floor.
grand staircase that goes upwards to the second floor.
Okay.
What's in there, Kira?
Let us continue.
Right.
And as you guys
Is it dark
approach-
in that room?
Yeah, I mean, there's no light anywhere.
I look for
Sconces, and you start lighting the
stuff to turn
sconces.
them on.
Yeah. In this room,
It
it's
doesn't
interesting
matter.
because you see that the couches look to be forcefully smashed in, and there are rotting bones. Where there's nothing really rotten left. It's just clean bleached bones at this point, just smashed in on where the couches were at.
And do the bones look similar to the bones that we saw?
Yeah, it's very obvious that there was like something that had eaten these things.
So are we all in the
Yeah.
room now?
I think whatever ate the person outside ate a person in here.
I think
and
we
might
found
be
the
the
owner.
thing that's up there. Timbo, now you lead.
Yeah.
As
We're
you guys are
gonna
having this
die.
conversation, you hear kind of like a voice kind of come out. I see that you have taken all of my valuables.
This whiny
Oh,
ass.
was this all of them?
This is.
Thanks for
Surely
saving
not.
us the trip upstairs. We'll be going.
It's interesting to find people out this way, as this is my island. Why have you come here?
Who are you?
My name is Cephal. And this is my manor. This island that I call Agam. And as you guys are looking up the staircase, you don't see anything, but like there's a railing that kind of goes around to where you guys are, like a platform that goes above where you're at currently. And as you guys kind of look up and around, you see his face is kind of like look, and there's a sunken face and eyes that are like also sunken inward, and he just looks very sickly and starved.
What did you say the name of the island was?
Agam. And he says, this has been my finding and my life's work. It has been nothing but ruin because...
The beast. Where's the beast?
Are you talking about Tembo?
Where's the beast?
The beast lives on this island, and I have been able to hide from him for so long. I'm afraid that he has eaten all of my servants.
Does he only eat your servants? Because that would mean we're okay.
He has been on the hunt for me for some time. I'm afraid my years are numbered now. But you have a boat, yes?
Yes.
Perhaps.
And what
Do you
will
know
we
how
get
to
for
repair a
taking-
boat?
What will we get for taking you
Yeah,
with
what?
us?
Surely you can have whatever riches.
Where are
Well,
the
why don't
riches?
you show us where they are?
I thought you said we had all of them.
No, my vault is up here. Maybe.
All right.
I
Sounds good
stand
to me.
behind Timbo
Yeah.
and kind of push him up the stairwell.
Yeah, you guys walk up the stairs, and it kind of goes all the way
This doesn't feel like a
around.
trap at all.
And yeah, like the man himself, just like you could see ribs bulging, his shirt's completely ripped up, and he's like a very old man's hair, whatever's left of it is white, and
I just give him a ration.
he okay. What kind of ration? Like, what do you think?
Whatever
it
I
would be?
have in explorer's pack.
Like, what do you think a ration would look like?
Like some dried salted
Yeah, just
meat
some
or
dried
something.
Okay,
salted
yeah.
meat.
So if it's a salted meat, you give it to him, and and he just devours it in like one bite. And
Whoa.
It's really disturbing to see him breathe and his stomach move because it's like his spine is almost visible with just how hungry he looks. But he eats the meat and you can just kind of see it bulging in his chest.
Can I make like an insight or a perception check or something to see if he's undead?
Yeah, give me an investigation.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, as a cleric, you
Would be a 12.
somewhat of an ability to know if there's like an undead. He doesn't look to be undead. I mean, undead don't normally talk or normally sentient in any way, but he seems very.
I've never seen undead before.
None of
so I
us have
wouldn't
seen
know that,
undead.
but-
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's true too.
I don't even know if we know what undead are.
No.
So I kind of gave him.
I would know of undead, so
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you might.
I sort of give put another rationale. It's like, where's the ball?
Who's this, please? This way. And he walks you down a long hallway, and it looks like there are many doors off to the sides that look like to be bedrooms, and towards the end, you see that there's one large door, and it looks like it goes straight to his, like, what would be like the master suite, and the door's already halfway opened, and in here you see, what's interesting, like, writing on the walls, and with chalk, and like, there's a stake as if there was some grinding on the walls of, like,
Rodan.
beast,
Rodan, what does this say?
Oh, that's true. Like, it looks like there's just a lot of writings, but it looks like it's just a lot of mumbo jumbo. Like, you don't really. I mean, there's like words of like help, and the beast is coming, and this bedroom looks to be the only thing that seems to have really seen much life, and he says it's this way, and he goes off into a small closet area where there's a large bronze door that he pulls open, and then there's just like piles of money, gold.
That's
And
what
it's-
I'm talking about.
It's
You
it's
didn't
extremely
believe.
glorious.
I told you no one was here.
And
Just
I'm
grab
just
the
kind
bag
of
and
looking at it.
Yeah, they were just like, I don't know. Yeah, we all go. I'm going in. Start
Yeah. So you guys
collecting some
start piling up the money.
he has mentioned the beast several times, and I see that on the thing anyway. I tried. I don't know. Does a animal report sense if there's a beast or something? Does it work that way? Or-
Not necessarily. I mean, you just see like it's like I said, it's mumbo jumbo. Like, it doesn't really make any sense. Give me a perception check though, since you are able to read.
There's like a ranger spell to
We-
detect beasts, but
Or a ranger is not.
Be
I was
12.
gonna say he's not a ranger.
Okay. Of the words that you kind of point out, there seems to be names of people, like human names, and then there are, you see one written a lot. It's like Quinn. It's the name Quinn that was written down a lot. But there's a lot of mentions of the beast is coming. The beast hunts. There's the hunt begins. The king has come. There's just like a lot of weird things.
Before going into the vault or whatever, no, not going to the vault, but I asked him, who's you said Gwen or Quinn?
Quinn.
Quinn. I asked him, who's Quinn?
Quinn was my personal servant. He was the first. Sweet blood filled.
creepy.
How does this guy know his blood was sweet? A little odd.
He
Right.
was a sweet man.
So I can only carry so much gold. So at this point,
Yeah, I will say that you guys are like
Shoveled in a
maxed
lot of
out on
gold,
weight,
right.
and
When I come back
and
out,
like it like encumbers you just a little.
Right,
Like you're
right.
you're
Wearing like 3 crowns.
do you put some in the pot, maybe?
But he says yes. We should go to the boat before evening.
When does the beast come? The evening.
Yes, before evening we should be somewhere safe out of the forest.
Let's go.
Isn't it already?
It's
Yes,
getting
it might
close to
be.
it.
Let's go.
So
I filled the pot.
It's
But
more-
the
Yeah,
contents
it's
are
just
mine.
like
I
he
knew
brings
you
it
were
in.
gonna
Just
do
the pot.
our boat's about a day away. Would
We
it not
shall
be
able
better
make
to?
it. I will show us.
No, I don't know that I trust this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I would like to do
An insight. Give me
check.
an insight check.
That's a 15.
So he seems to be like there's something off about him. Like he's been alone for who knows how long, and apparently staving off a beast that comes in the night. Being able to discern the truth or the lies out of this is not really easy.
How long does your shortcut take?
We should be able to make it before.
How do you know where our boat is?
There's only one place that the boat is silent, and it's at the base. Remember, most of it's up and above, and there's really only one part that it touches now.
We did crash into the side of the mountain.
With
As I said, if we're out of
survival
this...
and all that, is there a way for us to just know? Is it possible, even possible, by the time that it took us, even with a shortcut, to be there so fast?
Yes. We have to leave
No, I'm
He's
asking
asking
you
like,
now. Oh.
Like,
can he
basically-
reconcile that?
okay, yeah,
mentally?
give me
insight check
a
or something,
survival
so-
check, actually.
or that.
survival. That would be 14.
It might be possible. You guys would have to run.
Okay. Okay.
With all our stuff.
With
that
all your
we're carrying
junk.
now.
I mean, like, that would definitely slow you down. That's why you would have to run.
Where's Ed when you need him?
Yeah,
Seriously.
Ed is not here. I think he's probably just a baby.
Ed
donkey at this
hasn't.
point.
Ed is not alive yet, right?
No, it's a couple of years.
Yeah, it's a couple of
Donkeys
years.
live for a
Yeah.
while. He's probably just a little foal.
So,
Off with.
so do you guys head
with
forward with that?
Arn?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I still don't trust him. But
I'm
insight,
ready to kill
my
this
insight
dude
was
if
not
you-
enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I sort of don't care if the beast shows up, to be honest. So
Okay.
I'm feeling like interest.
As you guys
Feeling
start,
we got that money high.
Yeah,
you get the money high, you guys are
absolutely.
ready to
I've got
go.
a ton of money. This guy
Nothing's
says he
taking
has
this
a way
money
out.
from me.
This-
Nobody else is saying anything.
What's
Go for
interesting
it.
is as you guys start going, you get out the front door, and like I said, you're very weighed down with all this money and gold. And he says, "It's off to the east. We have to. There's a path that's already been cleared out. We have to run." And he immediately starts trying to take off in that direction.
All right, let's go.
Kind of drive for somebody that's
I was
starving.
gonna say.
Give me a perception check. Okay, yeah, he just seems spry, but he seems like the devil's after him at this point. He's running.
I guess being that thin, you don't have much weight on you.
Yeah, so
Easy run.
he's well off into
He's
the
not
east at
carrying
this
all
point.
this
Yeah.
gold.
That's true.
I did give him 2 rations.
Oh,
Yeah, he's got a lot of
Oh,
energy.
okay.
So you guys start running after him, and he was telling the truth. There is a path that has been kind of cleared out that goes off in the distance. But he does run unnaturally fast and has and since he was the first to take off, and you guys are slowed and encumbered, you quickly lose him.
This wasn't that smart.
Does the trail continue to open? I mean, is it clearly like?
Yeah, there's
clear
like a
path?
clear path that goes all the way
Yeah,
down.
I say we just continue.
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
As you do, give me a group perception check.
12.
5.
20.
All right. So, as the dwarf, you got the shorter legs, so you're probably in the back, and you're the first to note a heavy growl that comes from behind.
Out of character. Totally freaking knew it.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. But you do see that since the path is cleared, the moon is out, and it is.
I had a
The
feeling.
wolves have been howling at this point, and you hear a growl as the wolves start to howl loudly into the night.
Rodan, are those your friends?
What do you guys do? Well, you're the only one who notes it, and you guys are still.
Yeah, I'm still trucking. I'm still trucking.
You said that
You hear something.
I
right
hear
behind
you
hear something
yeah.
behind you,
Yeah.
growling.
Rodan, are those your friends? Because he isn't hearing anything. Right?
Yeah, but you guys are continuing to run.
I'm assuming.
Yeah,
he
I
hears
mean, I'm
something.
just
I mean,
like.
if I hear that, yeah, I'm
Mm.
kind of like, what is he saying?
Yeah.
What's he
As-
talking about?
As
Yeah.
you guys turn
What?
around to look around,
Yeah.
you see in the distance some golden eyes peering off into the distances, like the moon shimmers on it, and you see Cephals. He's over there, and he says, "The beast.
He's behind us now?
Yes, he is behind you.
All right.
And as he says that, his bones start to snap as they start breaking out.
I should've
And
killed
he
this
says,
fuck.
"Yes, the sweet blood." And
Drop all this shit.
his and you do know as he starts to shift and change in form, shiny kind of falls off the side and it kind of pops right next to him, and he immediately starts to grow this fur out as the moon continues to shine on him, and a large growl comes out and roll initiative as he starts to charge forward.
I'll take it. 24.
Shit, dude.
Dang, dude.
I'll be going first, yo.
18.
All right, we got Maxwell, Monster,
have
we
a
got
bonus
Kira
for
up top.
initiative.
Skirmish music going on. What does Tempo got? Okay, Rodan.
I got 19, but I don't know if I'll have a bonus or not.
Dang. All right, man. You guys are doing pretty
should
good.
Whatever you roll
So-
plus your dex modifier.
Oh, 20.
All right, yeah. So I mean, you're second up. So the form of this beast, as you guys are first time I've ever really seen something shapeshift like this before. You easily the thought of this actually occurring kind of like messes with your minds a little bit, as it's just like shapeshifting. I mean, druids usually do this. But even you haven't really even done this yet. Like, you haven't been able to shapeshift really in years. So it seems really, really strange. But yeah, so Kira, he's charging at the group as his tongue's like lapping all around and golden eyes, and he does not look weak at all. Like, he's straight up murderous teeth.
So I'm assuming he's still like within range distance, but not melee distance of me.
Yeah, within range distance. We'll say that.
So
Sure.
I'm going to use a Thieves' Feint to give myself advantage, which also is going to give me sneak attack. I get the Thieves' Feint once per rest. So I'll do an advantage for bow.
Okay.
The 18 a hit.
18 hits. Absolutely.
86. Oh, 4. And then I'm going to hightail as far as I can get and try to hide somewhere within the forestry.
Okay.
I think, what's
Yeah.
that hide? What's the check for hide? Like just maybe a
It's
stealth?
It's a stealth check.
Stealth check?
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
hide
you're
behind a
easily
tree or something.
easily able to
Get
hide
out-
behind
get
him.
out of the
He
way.
doesn't really take note of
Yeah.
you anymore.
Okay.
Rodan, the beast is running towards you guys.
I produce flame and hurl it.
Okay.
Question for that as an attack.
Yeah, so your roll plus your spell mod plus proficiency.
I'll be plus 4.
Okay.
So 11.
Okay. 11 hits.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice.
2.
Okay, yeah.
We're chipping
Okay.
away at
So Maxwell, what do you got? So this small bits of fire starts to light him up a little bit.
So I dropped the gold that I was carrying and stuff whenever.
Sure. Okay, we
Okay.
can say that.
And how far away from him am
We'll say probably about. I mean, within distance of running.
I? Okay, so I can like run up. to him.
Yeah.
Okay. And I get one action and one bonus action.
Yes.
Okay. So for my action, I'd like to take the hammer
Yep.
in both hands and try to swing it.
Yeah. So run your attack.
It's a
Wow.
Nat 20.
Oh yeah.
Woo!
So roll.
And this is a +1 weapon. Remember that.
Yes, so I'm going to roll d8 plus. So that's going to be 2. Crit, right? So.
Yeah. So roll another d8. Yep.
Another 2. So that's 4 plus
We're
1
hitting, we're
both
just, like,
times?
barely
or
No,
getting
it's just
damage.
plus one
just
on
one.
plus 1 on the one
Yep.
time?
I need
That's
to
why
buy-
it has a
So
paper
that would
cut.
be
I might need to
total
buy
of
myself some
5
inspiration.
damage.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So you smack
What's
him
your
real hard.
string?
It's 15, so.
Plus 2.
+2.
Oh, do I add the strength modifier
Yeah.
to
So
the
it's
attack roll
13.
too?
Okay.
Sorry,
so
then
13.
yes.
Yep.
Um,
Okay.
So, and then as my bonus action, I would like to cast Shield of Faith on myself, which will give me +2 AC for 10 minutes. And it's a
Okay.
concentration.
Sure, we'll say that. Yeah, you got a golden shield in front of you. All right, okay. That's fine. Yeah, I don't know if it'll. We'll see if it pops up, but that's freaking hilarious. Okay, so as the werewolf starts to run forward.
I got 200.
Did it actually go through? I don't know if
I don't know.
It'll take a minute.
What was
though.
it? Redeem or buy?
It's redeem. Redeem works, or you can even use buy. I think
Doesn't
buy.
look like
I thought we tried redeem.
Yeah, but anyway, so the werewolf starts to run forward, and well, actually, you're within melee distance, so it immediately tries to take a bite at you.
Is that your gold something?
I don't
The
have
other
my
one
shield on,
getting?
but I now have the
Yeah,
shield.
he
So
only misses
my
anyways.
IAC is still 16.
And so he tries to bite, and you're able to hold it off, and your shield of faith prevents him from being able to really get it. And then he tries to claw at you, and immediately realizes, okay, this is a futile effort. So he tries to run off. So you can have a attack of opportunity, and he runs towards Tembo.
So I actually forgot. Since I said that I was going to attack with both hands, I actually should have rolled a d10. I'm going to roll my d10 this time.
Okay.
Because
That's a
a warhammer is.
You gotta roll your attack roll first.
Oh, sorry. Which is
There you go.
18.
You got it.
Sorry, 16 plus 20.
Okay.
20 to hit.
Yeah, 20 hits for sure.
And then this is. Whatever, we'll just roll
I
it.
don't have to use it right away, right?
So that would be
Give it an
3
inspiration.
plus 3 is 6.
Okay. Yeah, no, and it's a pretty significant hit as you smack the back of him, and he continues to run forward towards Tembo, so he's within melee distance of you.
And I'm like,
I'm
I'm
ready
ready
for
for
you.
you.
Yeah.
So I'm
My
gonna
weapon
take a
is
-5 on this to add
Okay.
damage. Oh, it was so much higher before it slid off.
Seriously, you should have just got it.
I should have. That's like a 6.
Okay, yeah, 6 misses. So, Kira, it's up. You're up. Rodan, you're next.
So I got people within 5 feet, right? Enemy.
Yeah,
Yep,
it's like
yeah,
right
so you
in
get
front
your
of me, like
advantage.
up in my face.
I'm gonna do another short bow attack. Yeah, probably not gonna hit. That's a 12.
Yeah, 12 hits?
That does
Yeah,
hit.
12
Yeah,
hits.
so I'll
Yeah.
do another sneak attack on that guy. 4.
All right. Yeah, you get him right in the leg, and he howls out. And
Is he looking weak at all, or he's like?
he's looking a little bloody.
I need to,
there's the hammer attacks was really.
I need
really
to do
good.
another hide bonus action to get back under my
Okay, yeah, give me stuff.
little area. Probably not.
Should have
okay.
kept the other roll.
9.
Yeah, he
Should have learned from Tembo's rolls.
he looks to the side and sees where the arrow comes from, and it's like it's not doesn't seem to be effective. Okay, so the Rodan, what do you got? So you're up next.
Okay, so I'm gonna try it again, and I'm gonna cast Reduce Flame.
Okay.
Not 20.
Nice. All right, roll your.
This side of the table is doing way better than this side of the
Seriously.
table. Just
Seriously,
saying.
Single
I'm taking
digits
out
over
eight-
here.
eight
Get in the
HP,
bonus
Left
right?
side, best
Or-
side.
You what?
This is a magical attack, so I don't know if we're gonna any bonus for that or not.
No, you don't get a bonus.
No, you don't get a bonus for that. That was
It's
right.
just, yeah, you just roll
So you
it
roll
twice.
that one more time, yeah.
What was that?
Yeah, 6, 8.
8. Okay. Wow. Yeah. So the flame really does. It starts to like burn his back, and so what? No, it's fine. Yeah, and so you see the back of his the back of him is on fire as his first catching on fire. Maxwell, he's still within running distance of you. You can
Okay.
catch up to him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run up to him and attack him again.
You
The-
banging.
It was yeah.
Bang,
it was
bang.
working before. So roll for attack. That's a nat 1.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, you're
So you
averaging out
swipe-
here, huh?
And,
The hubris, the
you
hubris.
trip on a little dirt as you're getting a little ahead of yourself with the bangs, and you promptly miss. All right, so the werewolf then goes and takes tries to take a bite at Tembo, and he misses. What a lame fight! All right, and then after he tries to bite, and you're able to you put
Like,
your sword in his
mouth and
in his
push
mouth,
back.
and he's holding him off, and then he tries to claw at you on the side, and does Does a 11 to hit?
Nope.
Yep. And he starts to claw him, and you're holding him off with the sword as he's like just doing this number, isn't able to really hit.
Like he's a little guy, and I'm just like holding it. He's like,
Exactly.
"Yeah."
That's definitely the
Give me my
Timbo, what do you
Not
got?
all you got.
visual I had.
Like I push him back, and I just try to slice at him again.
All right.
I'm taking -5 again.
Okay.
That's better. That's a 14 to hit.
14 definitely hits.
All right. And that is going to be 21 damage.
Damn.
Plus 10.
Yeah. Close the book here. How do you do this?
Yeah, so I just like push him back and pull the sword out of his mouth, and then just like come up and slice him.
Slice him in twain. You cleft him in twain.
Yes, cleft him in twain.
And, yeah, and absolutely he splits.
I think it's time for us to split.
Oh my gosh. But
I'm just gonna let him have that one and go get my gold.
as you cleft him in twain, his body quickly shifts into its normal form of basically this whittled man.
So I go and I look for this gold thing that fell off of him,
Yeah.
and assuming it's like near his body, I kind of reach down, grab it, I'm like, turn your wounds.
Oh my god.
Yeah. You pick it up.
Kira,
and it
shut up
seems
and
to
get the
be-
gold. Let's go.
I feel
Well, I
like
got
I
it
just
before
keep
I-
saying, what does that mean?
It seems to be just a small little box, and it has like a little lock on it, but it is like golden inlaid, very fancy. Yeah, you pick it up and you take off.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys continue to run down the path, and it seems that seems to be like the only thing that he was carrying anyway. But you guys run back to the ship, and Captain Hibald's like, "Oh, what happened up there?"
Nothing much.
Oh, I see you found yourself some great loot. Was there anybody
What
there?
are you talking about? There was this crazy wolf man thing, and I just like cut it in half, and it was amazing.
Tembo killed this old guy.
I'm kind of like looking down and like kind of picking the rock.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I'm
so
just like-
Hibald's just like,
I'm just like
Show out
gathering
like a
all the
children.
sailors around and like telling them about this crazy fight that we just had and like how awesome I was.
these children don't understand. Yeah, surely you're telling a fisherman's tale, right?
I swear there was this guy and he was all like weak and thin, but then he turned into a wolf.
But he was poor. Very poor.
And, but you guys
we're
have
like
bags of
covered
gold. He's got his crowns on his head. He's definitely not very poor.
Well, he's poor now.
Can I roll a deception check on that?
So yeah,
As the fisherman, my tale is he killed this old guy for some gold.
so he basically the men were able to get enough wood, and within a day, probably the evening passes uneventfully, but within a day they're able to patch up the hole, both inside and out. And he says, "Well, from looking at the stars, I think I know where we're at. We just need to continue to head north. It seems like all we did was head south. I think we could get back just in time."
Can I roll insight to see if he's confused?
Yeah, absolutely.
How far away was the body when we killed him?
Oh, it was pretty far off. It would take you a couple hours.
It's an 18.
Yeah, I mean, you think he's pretty confident.
Okay,
in what he's
because
saying.
I really don't want to get
You
back
think
on
he's
his
confident.
boat.
He's a star reader. He thinks he can get us back.
Okay.
I'm like just boasting in the glory of this. Like,
Yeah, you open this thing, and do you open it in front of everybody else, or are you just by yourself?
I was kind of like by myself, kind of like.
You see in there, there's a couple gold coins in there that seem to be very interesting of make. Like it's not like normal.
And compare
gold.
them to the gold.
Compared to the
that
other gold
I
that you
got.
captured, like, but this seemed to be very interesting. Its ladder has a picture of a face on it, and on the back it has Marg written on it, which is the town of the city of slaves.
Except he doesn't know that.
You would know. Oh, that's right. It doesn't really.
Can't
It doesn't
read.
really know. Yeah, you just can't read, but it says something on there. But for everyone else. But there's also a book in there, and the book is golden inlaid, and you open it, and there's a lot of words and a lot of scribbles in the back as well.
So I'll sort of pocket that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just like, oh, the box was empty.
Yeah.
I kind of say that.
I don't
To,
think
I
any
say
of us
that to
believe
like
that.
the sailors.
Okay, sure.
I'm kind of like, wink winking to these
okay.
guys, but I kind of
You like sleight of hand the stuff away.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm like, good job for fixing the boat. And I just start flicking like gold coins at each of the sailors.
All right. Yeah. And they're like, yeah, that's great. Yes. And even Captain Hibald's just like, finally some payment for what I do. All right. So what do you guys want to end up doing? So you guys get on the boat after it's
I want to kind of pull these guys together, and I want to kind of like, secretly pull out the book and kind of go into Rodan.
And see if it is in one of the languages I can read.
Yeah, I mean, you know Atlantean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's written in Atlantean. You look, and it looks to be kind of the personal journal of this Cephals, and a lot of the pages have been kind of like stained in blood. There's a lot of scribbles on there of like the beast has come, and it looks like there had been at one point like an actual story to be told there, but a lot of the pages are muddled out and scribbled out and stuff like that. So you gotta go through the back, and you see that there's a few days that are still able that are clear to read, and I'll read them because I wrote it. I can read this book.
Bet you're really glad that somebody in the party can read.
I mean, you did it. I mean, I was gonna eventually tell it at some point or another. But yeah, I wrote this a while ago. So anyway, so you go to the first day that's actually available, and it has a date on there, which seems to be about 10 years ago, based on the current date. And it says, I awoke from the most peculiar dream last night when my servant Quinn explained to me that a man had shown up in my manor. I quickly dressed to see what the man was doing here on my island, and he explained that he traveled here on a boat, though I do not recall seeing one. He carried with him only one small trunk. For some reason, though I cannot explain why, I felt it necessary to care for him. So I gave him a room in my guest quarters. And then, like, the rest of the story is muddled out. And a couple days later, according to the journal, says, alas, but it has been 2 days since our guest's arrival, and it seems my fellow servants have taken after this man with great exuberance. They serve him first, and I hear them exclaiming in the hallways where they think I do not hear, that he is a great man, with wondrous knowledge, that he is a great entertainer. I do not like this very much, as they are my servants. Perhaps I will speak with this guest about this tomorrow, and discuss the proper manners. He has stated that he will put on a show before dinner. We'll see how that plays out. And then the next day flips over. A very interesting presentation by our guest this evening. He displayed interesting objects of power that I cannot describe well with words. Objects of metal and oddly shaped. Glass that lit up and shocked our skin. I cannot comprehend what he showed us that evening. He pricked my arm with something that I felt something move throughout my body, an energy that gave me true life and strength. When I inquired to tell him his position in this house and how to teach him manners, he went into through a fit of rage, and he left that evening. He told me, the hunt will take you. My servants ran after him into the forest. The moment I stepped out and my true form became apparent to me. The servants did not get too far, and I had my first taste of blood that evening, and it was glorious. And you start to scribble through go through the rest of the notes, and well, see if I can get this to work. The music. Okay, and so there's one final page where there's like frantic scribbling at the end, and it says, I finally recalled the dream that I had the day that the man showed up to my home. I awoke in a vast field, golden wheat as far as the eye could see in almost every direction. In what I presumed to be the west, the yellow sun was setting off in the horizon. It lit up the sky with many shades of purple and red. To the east, the moon was just beginning its journey to the sky. Strange that a second moon not too far off to the north was also rising higher into the sky. I gazed into the sky for what seemed to be an eternity, and it was darkened. As it darkened, I could only make out 7 large stars in the sky, each of them blacker than the night itself. A sound from behind startled me, and when I turned, I found a man approaching me. His skin was black, clothing was black. His eyes, which were the most startling, seemed to suck in all light around him in the eternal darkness. He appeared to me as a shadow of a man, but despite any protest to run from this man, I could not help but want to be in his presence. My mind screamed to run, but as he approached, he leaned into my ear and whispered, "The king has arrived." So,
What did it say?
And I say everything he said.
yeah, and I think we'll cut it there. I think you guys make it back to the land safely.
Like that loot.
But yeah, there clearly something was wrong with this man, but not of his own will.
They're dead now.
He's
guest
dead
room.
now.
We're supposed to go into the guest room.
Yes, the guest room. So I think we'll cut it there. We're right on time with our ending time here.
Awesome.
A couple shout outs real quick. Let me see if I can find them real quick. Give thanks to AZSY827. Thanks for the follow. And then also Euliscape. Thanks for the follow, guys. And for anybody who's still in the channel, thanks for sticking around and watching the show. We will probably be on the week after. We'll be on the week after 4th of July, right? So I mean, hopefully it all works out and that we get everything figured out. But other than that, stick around. We'll probably have a rebroadcast next week or whatever like that, and hang out and chat and see what goes on.
Thank you guys for having me. This was really fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks for coming.
You didn't die.
I didn't die.
I was really
Yeah,
hoping
you didn't
to
die.
infect
Good
somebody
job.
with
We
some other
almost left you on
lycanthropy.
the island. But yeah.
Right.
So I was really hoping that somebody would be able to
But
be
you couldn't
infected,
hit.
but I could not hit anybody. I rolled a 2, 3, and a 4, and then a 1 and a 2, and
Nice.
it's just like, all right, this is useless. But we had a lot of fun. All right, I think with that, we're just gonna cut short and
Yep.
yeah. Thanks a lot, guys, for everything,
thanks.
and we'll see you later.